Okay, my friends, here it is. The Monday morning live stream at the Thrive Like a Viking headquarters. From crispy brown, dry, the desert of northern Indiana. So, guys, we got a good topic today, especially after last week when I had a little bit of a sniffle. Yes, there was something going around. All kinds of people were getting ill, having fever and stuff. Lots of people were getting ill. And it came to us in the form of just a little bit of slight congestion. So that was good, But then the body fought it off immediately. Never got a fever or anything like that. So that is good. So we are back now, guys. Let us know how you doing. So we're going to talk about a topic today. A question that we got from you guys a few weeks ago says potential future topic could be, what are some of the ideal spiritual components for dealing with drawn out or chronic health conditions? I often find myself in conflict as I fully believe in the power of the mind to create reality, in quotes, while trying to also juggle the concept of honoring the felt experience of the body. Any tips or strategies would be much appreciated, my friend. Thanks as always, many blessings. Yes, so we will discuss this today, my friends. Let me turn this down a little bit though. Okay, there we go. Got a little new desk arrangement, a little bit of new technology. Yes, because I had the meeting with the tax guy the other day, and he was like, man, you want to show as many write-offs as you can, okay? So I said, okay, we can do that. So guys, let us know. Have you been getting sick? What's your state of illness like? And what do you think? Do enlightened people still get ill? Do enlightened people still get sick? Could they just think their way out of it? Could they just command the cells in their body to heal immediately? What do you think? If you're watching this after the fact, let me know. Have you thought about this? Taylor Reindl, good morning, my friend. Miss KC, good to see you here again. Mr. Miles, yes. Is that real gold? This? Absolutely, yes. There was a time in life when I was really in the pursuit of things like this. So even though this is not like me anymore, when I was living in the mountains, doing that thing, I had always my whole life wanted a gold chain, like a real gold chain. And so as soon as I did the thing in the mountains, came into a bit of cash during a time period in my life, what did I do? Immediately went to town and bought a bunch of gold necklaces, So that's where I was at that time. Those are the kind of things that meant something to me. So I still have them, of course, but I would never, even if I had that kind of money again, I would never spend it on something like this at this point in life. So it's more just a sort of reflection about a previous me, a previous version of me, what used to motivate me. Wearing a gold chain. I used to wear like 3 or 4 of them. I mean, a bunch of gold chains. It's just not who I am anymore. It doesn't do anything for me. It doesn't matter really, But I still got them, so it's a relic of a past life. Mr. Miles says Bruce Lee was fairly spiritual in his own way. He was more in tune with his mind and body than most, and we know how his story ended. How did it end exactly? What was it? Was it because I thought it was from some kind of an injury where he from doing his own stunts on one of the movies. Was it something like that? Val says, I wish I could command the cells in my intestine. Hee yes. We will talk about this, guys. We will talk about several different layers to a question like this and what that means. And then at the end, tips or strategies would be much appreciated. Yes. So if you guys have future topic ideas, put them in the comments. The chat comments is good, but also in the actual comments of the video, because that's what I can get a notification about and then take a screenshot like I do for here. Okay. So Chunky Nugs, ooh, nice. Says much love. Thank you for all the Viking video. Yes, you're welcome, my friend. Freeberg, good to see you here. Let's see here. And VA Green, yes, beautiful day. Fall temps are here, definitely, yes. So all right, guys. Well, we're going to. Uh, Pam, that's a good quote. Denzel Washington says, "You'll never be criticized by someone who is doing more than you." That's right. That's right. Yes, you will never be criticized by the people that are actually doing it. It's more the people that are not doing it and pointing the finger and judging and things. That's why, like I was talking about in my Garden Thrive thing this past Saturday, I had to address one of the comments, but you get comments like that and stuff. And especially on Instagram. Instagram is heavy with that, okay? And we've got like 130,000 Instagram people in the tribe as well. So, we get lots of comments and stuff. And it's always the people that make snippy little comments and things. You always go to their page and they have no skin in the game ever. They don't have any followers. They don't have any. They're not making content. They're not trying to improve people's life. They're not trying to share their wisdom or knowledge. They're not trying to do anything except make rude little comments about other people's YouTube videos to make themselves feel better. So it pretty much across the board. I mean, you're never gonna find like real down-putting comments and stuff like that from someone who's doing it. Because they just know better. So okay, guys, let us begin with the meditation. All right, we're going to Xstack says, do you take medicine for your hair? No, I don't. But yeah, that's part of being a male, I guess. I would though. I mean, no, I wouldn't. I wouldn't take any medicine for it. So let's see here. Ooh, Mr. Miles, that's a good one. Yeah, it is. Okay, guys, let us do the meditations. Okay, we're going to drop in to the meditative state of mind for about 5 to 8 minutes. That's it. That's all the longer it takes. And those of you that have been getting, that have been doing this for some time, you will notice right away, as soon as we take the breaths, boom, your mind is gonna drop into the meditative state. Okay, but real quick, let us do the sound check. Okay. Sunshine. Okay, what did I say during the sound check? And then we will start the beautiful meditation so that we can start our Monday, so that we can start our week, so that we can set things off to the right foot. We can set it off on the right foot. Yes, thank you. Val, Pam. Yes, okay, good. Mr. Miles, great, got it. Okay, my friends, whatever you're doing, just set it on the shelf. 5 to 8 minutes, that's all we're doing. So, together, let us take 3 deep conscious breaths, breathing fully in, hold, and let it go. Again, breathing fully in, fill the lungs, hold, and let it go. Last time, breathing fully in, deeply as you can. Hold. Hold. Let it go. Now allow the body to breathe however it wants to breathe. Sit in a relaxed position. Just make sure the spine is straight. That's all that matters. Straighten the spine and deeply relax the body. There is no need to think of anything in particular for this meditation. You just allow the body to breathe, deeply relax. You relax the face and the shoulders. You relax the arms and the hands. Notice how much tension is potentially in the face. Most people walk around with a tremendous amount of tension in their body and they don't even realize it. As you enter the meditative state, just become aware if you are holding tension in the body, and then let it go. As you breathe in and out, there is no need to think of anything in particular. Simply rest your attention on the sensation of air as it flows past your nostrils and into the body and out of the body. That's all. That's all you have to do. Some of you will find that your mind is very active and it will not sit still no matter how hard you want to command your mind. You will not be able to. The mind is accustomed to doing what it wants to do. Just observe the habit pattern of the mind. And when you find that your attention has gone away to something else, just release and bring your attention back to the subtle sensation of air as it flows into the body and out of the body. Flowing in, flowing out, flowing in, flowing out. Notice the habit pattern of the mind to seek out stimulation in the silence between the talking. The mind is waiting for the next stimulant. Just observe this. Feel the breathing. Feel the breathing and feel everything in this moment. For those of you that have been meditating for some time, you will be able to simultaneously remain aware of the breathing, but also of so many other things at the same time. Feel the energy field of the body. Feel the sense of aliveness that is pulsing through the veins. Feel the subtle sense of electricity that is in the hands and the fingertips. Feel how, after just a few moments of this, the body naturally settles into a rhythm. The breathing has become rhythmic, gentle yet strong. The mind is more at ease. You've released the tensions from the body, and your awareness is here and now, just observing. Observe the body as it breathes. Observe the mind as it makes sense of the words that I'm saying. You don't even have to try to make sense of anything. The brain will do that automatically. Just let it all go. If there is noise or distractions in the environment, just observe them like you observe anything else. No need to become frustrated. No need to become disturbed. Just allow it all to happen. Whatever comes across the screen of the mind, the screen of your experience, you watch it as though you're watching a movie. Together, let us take 3 deep conscious breaths, breathing fully in. Hold. And let it go. Again, breathing fully in. Hold. And let it go. Last one. Fill the lungs. Hold. And let it go. This type of meditation is the only type of meditation you need to become the observer, to realize the seat of yourself. We are reconditioning the mind into a state of non-reactivity. Whatever is happening is not actually happening to you. You're observing what is happening. This seems like a subtle shift, but it has the most profound implications. When you become the observer, anything that comes across your experience is seen for what it really is. And you are able to watch your entire life unfold as though you're watching a movie. When something happens on the movie, a fire that burns everything down on the movie, you're watching it, but is anything actually happening to you? Even though you're watching the fire and, oh my gosh, all these emotions, oh, are they going to make it out? Oh, is they going to, you'll find yourself sweating sometimes when you watch a movie. You'll be sweating, or your heart rate will be up like this. Yet nothing is actually happening to you. You are there observing the movie. If it's a good romantic movie, you get pulled into it and you feel the romance. You feel, oh my gosh, I can't believe he chose to be with her instead of her. I can't believe, oh no, you feel a bit of heartbreak. To a good film, a good movie, you feel the heartbreak, but it's not actually happening to you. You don't become depressed over it. You see it for what it is. It's a movie. And so awakening is very much like that, in the sense that you can then choose how involved into the movie you want to let it energetically affect you. But you see it for what it is. And at any point you can, it's just a movie. You understand? So let us move on to today's topic. So okay, so let us see here. Lisa T. Brain swelling from Bruce Lee died from brain swelling from medication allergy, but some doubt this. Yeah, I never really knew what he died for. The Cole, can you hold for 40 seconds? I can hold for 5 minutes. Yes, over when I do the breathing techniques. And you could too. You could easily do 3 minutes, even in one session. If I was guiding you, you could do 3 minutes in one session today. So the Taylor Rindle says, I have been lacking on meditation, but I've been training my subconscious. Good. This is very important, Taylor. Very important. Training the subconscious is what it's all about, because eventually your life becomes the meditation. Brandon Edwards says, can you expand on the pain body in relation to sickness? Yes, absolutely. We will discuss this. Let me address this one question real quick. Mr. Miles says, very different style of meditation than I was taught. I was curious to see how you would approach it. Yes, this is, for several years I taught meditation at the Indiana Buddhist Temple, and we would lead classes every Monday and Thursday, and we did this for several years, and then we would go to like universities and things and teach meditation to the me and the monks would go there and teach it to the students and stuff. So this is a it's many different types of meditation sort of distilled. I found that this is just what I found over the years is the most effective for people without wasting time. Yeah. And without training the subconscious to be, when you start with mantra meditations or certain type of meditations, they can become a crutch. So without getting too deeply into that, yeah, this is sort of the distilled essence of many different forms of meditation. So let us see here. So we got the question. Potential future topic could be, what are some of the ideal spiritual components for dealing with drawn out or chronic health conditions? I often find myself in conflict as I fully believe in the power of the mind to create reality while also trying to juggle the concept of honoring the felt experiences of the body. Any tips or strategies would be much appreciated, my friend. So, yes. So let's see here. B. Hendricks, Viking mailman delivering truth every Monday. Yes. So, guys, sickness. Now, there's several different ways to look at this. Okay. So, one, now we are going to talk about the pain body and sickness here after. Okay. But first, let us examine this. Okay. So, the question is sort of, what are some of the spiritual components for dealing with drawn out health conditions? I find myself in conflict as I fully believe in the power of the mind to create reality while also trying to juggle the concept of honoring the felt experiences of the body. And so I see this a lot with people sort of beginning the path of awakening, of actualization. And they think that, okay, once I'm in control of the body and of the functions of the body, and since the mind creates reality, surely I can just sort of think my way out of it. Surely I can just kind of, focus really hard on the energies and it will automatically heal myself, right? Because that's what we're doing it for, right? All of the practices. Well, that's not exactly how it works. So the thing is that we, by doing the practices, by reconditioning the mind, we are not developing a miraculous capability to just, like magic, heal the body and to never get sick again. No, it doesn't happen like this. In fact, in Buddhism, one of the core principles are the three inevitable truths that are old age, sickness, and death. Now, no one can stop getting older, no one can stop dying, and likewise, everyone gets sick to a degree. As we get healthier by doing the cold training, the sauna therapy, taking the Shilajit, eating a natural diet, being very conscious of what we put into the diet, doing the breathing exercises, all this kind of thing really builds up the vitality of the immune system. It builds up the vitality of the body altogether in a very Eastern or more ancient type way. Yes? The Western way is to sort of live your life until you until you get ill. And then once you're ill, take something to treat the symptoms of the illness. But the ancient philosophy is to live your life in such a way that creates a robust, strong being that is resilient to illness and disease for the most part. And when you do catch something, you get over it quickly. The body heals quickly. It's inevitable. Everyone gets sick to a degree. Everyone gets sick. That's one of the three inevitable truths of life: old age, sickness, and death. But by focusing instead on the more ancient way of doing it, on of where the best medicine is the preventative medicine. And so we live our life in such a way that is nourishing the body with the minerals that it needs. So many people are so deficient in minerals, and so many of the ailments that we have in the West are mineral deficiencies, vitamin, nutrient, mineral deficiencies, and we're not even aware of it. And it doesn't mean that you can just take a multivitamin and that's it. It doesn't work like that. Most of those multivitamins and supplements and things like that are not in a bioavailable form for the body. Okay? So, meaning that it can't be utilized by the body. That's why when you take so many of the vitamins and stuff, you urinate neon yellow. Yeah? I used to be really into this stuff. I used to be really into that life in my late teens, early 20s before I left traveling. I used to work at Vitamin World when I was in my teens. And so I was taking all kinds of stuff and I knew all these things about all the different supplements until over the years I came to realize that those things that are created in that laboratory form are not, the body doesn't recognize these things. Okay? So it's not about when you ask somebody in the West, in particular, when you ask them about, how healthy are they, they'll often list off all these vitamins and stuff that they're taking. But that is not the way, in my opinion and experience. The way is to get everything from natural foods, whole food sources, okay? Even like when we take ginseng root, even when we take goat weed, when we take ginkgo, when we take maca root, these are things that we take as well. But these are real foods. These are roots ground up. Okay, these are not. I don't even consider those supplements really. Those are still whole foods. They're just ground up. They're not extracts or anything like that. I don't really even consider Shilajit a supplement because it is a natural plant substance. When I went to India, this stuff was all over the place. I mean, it's number one herb for Ayurvedic medicine. Yes, and after studying Ayurveda and practicing for some years, it becomes crystal clear that the finest medicine is prevention. And it's the same with our body, it's the same with the plants. This is, you hear me in the gardening channel, I'm always talking about it's not about what pesticide can I spray on the plants. It's not really about that. But yet, so many people want to focus on that, especially in the West, that we focus on. Okay, so I've got this plant disease. What do I spray on it? Or I've got this pest, this insect. What do I spray on it? Well, okay, that's for like emergency use. You can use this. But what you really need to do is take a step back and re-examine your system and say, okay, why are these plants catching this disease? Why are they susceptible to this illness? So I need to revamp my system to make a thriving soil microbiome so that then the plant can thrive. And if the plant is strong and healthy, it, for the most part, can defend itself against anything, against mostly anything. Now, there are exceptions to that, of course, but for the most part, the strong, healthy plant, which comes from a strong, robust biome, can defend itself. It will thrive. In the same way, the human body does the same thing. So if you are thriving with a thriving gut microbiome in particular, you will be able to defend yourself against so many disease and illness that wipes other people out. Oh, their immune system totally overwhelmed, and they're sick for days and weeks and weeks. Whereas you might get a little sniffle or something, but then it's just over with. It's just a few days. Okay, it's over with. Yes. And so sickness is inevitable. And I see this a lot with people, and I went through this as well. When you start awakening to the power of the body and the mind, which defies comprehension at first, is you think, well, oh man. So if you're on a spiritual path, you're doing cold training, you're doing your sauna therapy, you're doing your breath work, you're eating right from the garden, mineral rich potatoes and stuff like that. But then you catch illness, and it's like, oh man, well I guess none of the practices work then. No, don't despair, my friend. It's inevitable. Occasionally you will, okay? But you will see that you will recover so quickly and so completely that it doesn't matter. It doesn't drag down your whole life, okay? Now, this has to do with the robust physical nature of the body that you are creating. It also has to do with the robust and resilient mental, emotional energy field that surrounds your body. Okay? You don't give a place for illness to take hold. You don't give a place for the illness to take hold. You don't catch the illness and then think about, oh no, now I'm I've got this illness, and you talk about it to other people. Oh, well, I've got this and that illness and condition. I see this so many times with people, but we'll talk about this here in a little bit and why this is. But so what happens though is that when we're working with the subconscious mind, is that we are not miraculously healing ourselves. We're not. It's not like in the movies where you become like a wizard and you can just, make magic stuff happen to the body. No, it's not like that at all. It's actually very, very methodical and outright. So your subconscious belief, the belief is everything. Your belief will create your habits, and your habits will create your reality, the reality that you experience. And so when we create beliefs of strength and of virility and of power and of satisfaction and health and vitality, when we create this kind of thoughts and these kind of beliefs and this kind of optimism, when we create that, it then not only does it nourish every cell in the body with a high vibrational positive energy, but it also influences our habits. If we believe, and I mean truly believe, I don't mean just say it, which you have to do at first, but once we truly believe, meaning that the subconscious mind has taken hold of the idea that we are strong and resilient and full of vitality and strength, happy, healthy, and strong. When we become convinced of that, the subconscious mind will direct our actions. It will direct our habits so that we will then realize that belief. That's how the law of confirmation works. That's how it works. And so we will then, once we fully become convinced of this idea, and we believe that we are strong and vital, then we will be guided. We will be guided by listening to the heart. We will be guided to the right situations at the right time that will lead us to abounding health. Seriously, to abounding health. You will be, you will, and you will see this. How many of you know this? And I know many of you are already experiencing this. If you've been with us for some time, then you're already experiencing this, okay? So once you become convinced of progressive betterment, the idea every day in every way, it's getting better and better. Once the subconscious becomes convinced of that, the feeling, the cravings for pizza and for stuff fried in seed oils and beer and all this kind of intoxicants and all that kind of stuff, all falls away. It naturally goes by the wayside. You don't even have to try. That's that if there's a miraculous aspect, that's the what appears to be miraculous is that things that used to draw you into it, all these unhealthy things, uh, the desire for them will just evaporate because that is not where you're meant to be anymore. You have redesigned your entire subconscious belief pattern so that now you will be guided towards the right foods. You'll be guided towards a channel like Garden Like the Viking, and you will begin growing all of your own food. You'll begin growing your own food. You'll begin eating the nutrient rich potatoes. Maybe you'll be trying some beef liver. You'll get a craving for things like this because the body and the universe knows that is what is going to bring you to the actualization of the new you. Yes? Do we feel it? So, let's see here. Let's see what you guys are saying. Then I got another point I want to make. Brian Airy says, about 2.5 years ago, I got sick. That almost killed me. I got lucky and found Nate and was shown a new way. Meditation and all the tools you gave my wife and myself on a new path. Thank you. That is awesome, my friend. That is what it's all about. That is what it's all about. So thank you for sharing. And thank you for being a consistent part of the community. Definitely. Dav says, I feel that question. I work on hardwood floors and then come home and work on garden. My back hates me some days. Hard to keep going some days, but I know I'm building strength. Been eating better too. Definitely, definitely, you know that you're building strength. Okay. So, the so then back to the question, okay? So the person says, what are some of the ideal spiritual components for dealing with drawn out or chronic health conditions? So oftentimes, um, before awakening, you will live a life that can lead you to health issues. Now, the top killers in the West are not things that you catch. They are things that you develop. Heart disease, cardiovascular disease, cancer, diabetes, all of these things are things that they're not something you walk out and catch. You develop these through lifestyle. So before awakening, when you're still living in the dream world, the total dream world, when you're still living in that, then you are at the mercy of yes, VA Green says processed foods. You're at the mercy of the advertisers, of big pharma, of big ag, of big food, of big everything. You're at the mercy of them. And because they implant into your mind the exact desires that they want you to have. This is now to some of you, this might sound like a crazy conspiracy theory, but once you actually learn the workings of the mind and how the mind creates reality, how this instrument works, you will know that what I'm saying is exactly spot on accurate and that this is true. There are people that work for these billion-dollar, multi-billion-dollar companies and corporations that are scientists, and they call them behavioral engineers. And they call them, I mean, there's all kinds of different names for them, but they are literally world-class scientists with unlimited funding behind them, all figuring out how to implant into your subconscious a desire for their product or for their way of living or for whatever it is they're trying to get you to do. We don't even have to go as far as saying it's any more sinister than that, okay? Which, but we can just say that even to that level, okay? There are people right now, scientists, teams of scientists trying to figure out how to do that to you. So while you're still dreaming, you have no defenses against that. So you just you live your whole life thinking that you have these certain desires and likes and dislikes when they're not really yours. They've been implanted there. This is part of what causes the dark night of the soul. When you start realizing all this, you're like, oh my God, my whole life's been a dream. The whole thing's been a lie. Whoa, it can feel really heavy, okay, at first. Um, but that is all part of the awakening. So embrace it. Embrace it. Now, so while you're still dreaming, there you can be led up. You can be all this stuff can be implanted in you. All the desire for these fast foods and stuff like that, guys. If you're still eating at fast food ever, you're still in the dream. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, I mean there's exceptions, of course, but if you're because it is poison to your body, poison. But we've been convinced that, well, convenience is more important. We've been convinced that whatever we're doing is more important than what it used to be, taking the time to make real food. But once you begin realizing everything comes down to what you put in your body, what you put the food and anything you put in your mouth, also the things you put in your mind, the things you allow in your mind are every bit as important as what you put in your mouth. Between those two things creates your experience. And then we wonder why there's so much illness, chronic illness, and all of this. Okay, so what do you do when you wake up and oh my goodness, I've been dreaming my whole life, but now you're awake. Okay, now you're awake and everything changes. Now you immediately have control over your own subconscious. No longer do they have any control over you whatsoever. But you may still have this chronic illness. You may still have diabetes now, or you may still have whatever thing was developed through your lifestyle. So how do you deal with that? How do you deal with that? That's a good question. Well, you deal with that through the acceptance of what is, through the non-resistance to the moment. You say, okay, I am highly diabetic. For example, we'll just say diabetic, okay, which really can control your whole life. People don't realize how much insulin resistance and all of these things will impact every aspect of your life, your mood, the way you feel, your motivations, your reward system in the brain. All of this, okay, is impacted by that, by the insulin response, by hormone balance, all of this. So you wake up and you say, "Whoa, whoa, okay, I'm awake now, but I've got this thing. I'm diabetic." Now you have to not create any more tension towards it, thinking, "Oh man, this big pharma and this big ag and all these people, all this, I've been brainwashed to eat Twinkies and fast food for years, and now I'm super overweight and my health is just horrible." Ugh. At first, it could feel that way. Anger. Who do I blame? Well, no, you can't blame. I'm not going to blame myself. And ultimately, you're not to blame. It just is what it is. It just is what it is. Let go. Let go. There's no one to blame. It's okay. So you let go. And you say, this is the reality of what is. Okay? I'm diabetic now. For now. Although this can be healed. All things can be healed. Okay? But they're not healed through some miraculous magic. They're healed through implementing a new set of blueprints into your subconscious and then letting the heart guide you. And you will be guided to the right things that will heal that. The right foods, ginger and cinnamon, will become more appealing to you. This is how it works. It will become more appealing to you. Foods that are really, really cleansing and good for blood sugar regulation. Okay? Things like that. But ultimately, you accept. Now, accept, it's not accept in the sense that, well, I'm just diabetic and that's fine. I'll just go eat more donuts and drink shakes all the time, stuff. No, that's not acceptance, okay? That's giving up. That's just straight up giving up and giving in, okay? But you must not let them control you, okay? So you need to take back the control and say, well, this is the reality of what is. But from here out, we are going to live consciously. We're going to live consciously. And so we're going to listen to the heart. And we're going to if you're just waking up and you're still really addicted to all these foods and chemicals that are causing illness and disease, then do something extreme like the master cleanse. Do a 10-day master cleanse. Reset your relationship with food. reset all of that, and get those toxins out of your colon, your system, and you will shine again. Yes, look in the mirror. Do I got big black circles under my eyes and stuff? Do I just look anemic? Do I look just... If any of that is you, do the master cleanse, break your addiction, and then implement the new system. Okay? And you're going to begin to see things that will blow your mind. Yeah? That will blow your mind. Terry Goody, yes, I've recently discovered fermentation. Definitely. Fermentation, super important for the gut microbiome. Yes? Heather Fox says, I want to do the master cleanse. Where do I find it? Well, turns out my channel is the world's foremost authority on the master cleanse. So the first set of videos I ever made like 5 years ago is about the master cleanse. So you can check that out. I was going through it myself at that time as well, through the awakening myself at that time. Freebird says, real truth, tribe. I've been called to do the master cleanse for months. Was ashamed to admit it's been so long and I haven't started it yet. See, this is perfectly fine, my friend. This is perfectly fine. You will do it exactly at the right time. But you have to listen to yourself. If the body is calling for that, then it's saying, hey, we're ready to get cleansed. We're ready to leave not only the physical toxins, but the energetic frequencies that were stored with those toxins. This happens. This can happen. And you can notice this when you do the cleanse and these toxins are coming out. The mental, emotional energy state that you were at the time of ingesting these toxins can also kind of come back out. So the more spiritually in tune you are, the more you can observe, the more you sense all of this. If you're not yet spiritually in tune, it might just seem like a bunch of, you just feel kind of ill, but once you become more finer tuned, you'll be able to see exactly what I'm talking about, and you will feel it within you, and you'll be able to meditate. You've got the tools. Yes, you've got the tools. So now, another part that I want to touch on, though, is the pain body. This was a question. The pain body and illness. Okay, most of you know the pain body is the term that Eckhart Tolle uses for the sort of inertia of the mental, emotional energy field of the unawakened consciousness. Okay, that's my words for it. That is my words for it. And so the pain body can be, he creates it to seem like a real entity, although it's not an actual entity, of course, but it's very much like one in the sense that it has its own will to live, and it can be seen like a nasty little gremlin. So illness and the pain body. Now, you have to go deep within. If you're experiencing chronic illness, real chronic illness, you have to go deep within. And you have to examine, what are my beliefs about myself? Truly, do I love myself yet? Have I accepted every aspect of myself yet? And if you're dealing with chronic disease, most of the time it's no. And now this can be because you have in your mind a picture, a belief of what you are as this ill person. The ego mind has created an identity around a person with this illness. And once you have solidified that beliefs, you will continue to experience that. You will virtually not be able to heal at all so long as your belief is still such that I am a person that experiences this disorder or this illness. You have to go within and see, do you still believe that? Of course. And if you do, then not only will you not heal, but you will actively, subconsciously, unconsciously do things that will sabotage your healing. I know. Now, at first, a lot of people's like, what? That doesn't make any sense. Why would I want to make myself ill? Consciously, you don't. But that's only 5% of what creates your experience in this realm is the conscious mind. The other 95% is subconscious blueprints by which you decode reality. And so if you have the blueprint that I am a person with this illness, you will do things that will sabotage your healing. Just like a belief system about, let us say, for example, you're self-loathing. You're a drug. You take drugs and stuff, okay, or alcohol, to try and because you hate yourself ultimately, and you're self-loathing, and you have a belief that my kids they hate me. My kids hate me. Okay, this is very common with older people, and so that my kids just hate me. Okay, so if that's your belief, okay, you will do things that will confirm that reality. You will blow them off. Just saying, for example, you will blow them off when you had plans to go and have dinner with them or something. You will get drunk instead, and you'll say, "Oh, I cancel." Or you will do something. You'll blow up at somebody and get real angry. You will do something that will make that a reality. If that is your belief, this is how it works, guys. It's so simple once you see it. You can see it operating everywhere. You can see it operating. It's easy to see it operating in other people's lives, but you'll also see it operating in your own life at first until you're cleansed of these things. Then it doesn't operate like that anymore. But in the same way, okay, if you have a belief that you are the person with this illness, you will do things that will maintain that illness. So we have to go within and we have to heal the pain body. We have to heal the entire belief and say, okay, up to this point, it's been this way, but from here out, everything is different. Everything is different. Okay, goodbye, Matias. Thanks for stopping by, my friend. Lisa T, do you recommend Shilajit during the Master Cleanse? No, nothing is taken during the Master Cleanse except for the cleansing mixture itself. That's it. No medications, no nothing. Unless they are life critical medications where if you don't take them, you will die. But again, I'm no doctor. Consult your physician. This is not medical advice and blah, blah, blah. But no, you can't take, because the Master Cleanse operates by a very specific function of the body. And so taking other things is going to throw that off. So it's best to wean yourself off of stuff if you need to. Or just go cold turkey. It depends. It's up to you. But no, you can't. You don't take any supplements, nothing like that. It's a cleansing program, okay? A protocol. Just let it do its magic. Just set 10 days and say, okay, I'm going to get all the supplies and I'm going to do this, okay? So this year, I'm learning how to make video courses, online video courses. And the first one I'm going to make is a 10-day Master Cleanse course that people can get, okay? It'll be, I don't know the price point yet. It'll be like $100 or something, $200, but it's going to be multiple video. It's going to be a morning and an evening video for every day of the Master Cleanse. Ones that are not online, ones that I specifically do now, practices and things like that to help you along every step of the way to have the best possible Master Cleanse. I'm also going to do a 21-day, I'm going to call it like get your shit together course, something like that. 21-day total get it together course. And that will have a lot more involved. Breathing techniques. It will introduce to cold training, all the practices. It'll be like a total thing, but it will use a 21-day Master Cleanse. So those kind of things will be coming here this fall, this winter. So B. Hendricks says, I am ignoring beliefs that stifle my curiosity. Yes, good that you're examining, definitely. VA Green, I hope that's a joke. Says, approximately how much honey do you need to get through the 10 days? You do not take honey during the Master Cleanse. It is organic, dark maple syrup. But I've actually started using blackstrap molasses, which was allowable by the original creator, Stanley Burroughs. But I've had way better success blackstrap molasses. But that's what I'm going to put in the video course is my actual distilled, improved version of the Master Cleanse, which is slightly different than Stanley's version. But after doing this thing for 17 years, 18, 19 years now, and working with dozens and hundreds of different people on it, I've come up with a better technique, utilizing the same things and principles. But yes. So, yes, Miss KC says that would be so helpful. I usually rewatch your cleanse videos repeatedly when I do the cleanse. Definitely, yeah. There's not a lot of good content out there about it because it's not an easy thing. It's really not an easy thing to do, and so it's one of those things. Everybody wants to get cleansed and everybody wants to get healed until it's time to do the master cleanse and go 10 days without eating, or until everybody wants to become enlightened until it's time to sit and observe and face yourself. Then all of a sudden, there's all kinds of other things that you got to do. So it's like climbing a mountain, guys. Doing the master cleanse is like climbing a mountain in the sense that, wow, it's profound. And but once you're at the top, you can see so clear. Yes. So the Dav says, several years ago, I was eating out for almost every meal and wasn't drinking water. You've been a great help. I've made a lot of changes and more to come. Definitely, my friend, more to come. Yes. And that is unfortunately the reality for so many people. So many people. And it's just gotten worse and worse over the years. When you go to, Walmart, for example, you go there or Costco, Costco in particular, you can shop really healthy and clean at Costco for great money. Personally, I do. But also, you can see, go to Costco, go to Walmart, and look into people's cart and then look at their body. Look at them, look at their aura, even. Look at their aura, and if it's slouch posture and all that kind of stuff, look at them and then look at what's in their cart. There will always be a correlation. There will always be a correlation. You'll see all kinds of process. You go to Costco and you see these morbidly obese people all over the place. Look in their cart. There we go. Crystal clear. There's no confusion whatsoever. It's the choices you continually make. Now, some people, because it's been stenciled into their brain, they find it so difficult to make another choice. Don't even try to resist, because you can't resist the subconscious. You need to reprogram the subconscious. Then there will be no effort have to be made. It will be your desire to let all of that go. That's how powerful it is. That is how powerful it is. That's why there's an absolute war for your subconscious mind, because it creates reality through its actions, which come through its beliefs. Yes? So, remember, guys, I say this all the time, but remember, human behavior does not come from the truth. It comes from the perception of the truth. Okay? So you have to change your perception. What do I mean by that? For example, when I was young, my mother, because talking real young, I had a habit of leaving the milk off, or leaving the milk out on the countertop and leaving the cap off the milk. And so she got tired of that, of course, and so she created the idea, and she implanted it into my mind that if you leave the cap off the milk jug, all the vitamins evaporate. And even then, when I was young, I wanted to be healthy because my whole world was He-Man. You remember that cartoon? I loved He-Man. I wanted to be He-Man, and everybody in He-Man's jacked. They're all super healthy looking. And so I wanted to be He-Man. And so I knew even then you got to drink milk. You got to have milk, but I was leaving the cap off all the time, ruining the milk. So my mom created this story that all the vitamins and the proteins are going to evaporate from the milk if you leave the cap off. So I was sure to put the cap back on the milk. As soon as she implanted that into my mind, never again did I leave the cap off the milk. I put it right back in the fridge, put that cap on there. Okay? But guys, so you see, it's not the truth that dictated my behavior. The truth is that the vitamins and minerals are not evaporating from the milk. Okay? But that didn't matter. My perception that that was true is what dictated my behavior. Because I believed that that was true, I put the cap back on the milk and put it back into the fridge. But guys, that I mean, that lasted way longer than it should have though. That belief was so deep in my mind. I was like a teenager and I was like over at my friend's house like, "Hey man, put the cap back on the milk, you know, the vitamins." And they're like, "What?" I'm like, "Yeah, you know, you're letting out the vitamins." I didn't realize that that was my mom, you know, stenciling something into my brain. So, but that's just a clear example, a small little example. You can see that it's the perception of the truth that matters. Yes. So, okay, guys. Let's see here. Dov says, yes, many times when I was younger, I'd make big lists of goals and changes and was usually back on my ways in a few days. I wasn't accepting the reality. I just wanted to change it. Yes, me too. I still have a lot of those things. When I was younger, teens and 20s, and younger also, I was making lists constantly of things goals I wanted to do, things I wanted to change, but then nothing was ever really changing because I didn't understand. You have to go to the subconscious mind and reprogram yourself. Then it's effortless. Um, so the okay. Let's see here. Marty Resberry says, I support your idea for 10-day master classes. Yes, 10-day cleanse is awesome. Would be nice to purchase classes like the daily meditations during the 10-day cleanse. Yes, definitely. Well, that was my whole thing. I think I want to make a meditation, you know, but maybe they'll be separate. Once I can make courses, I can just make them separate. Maybe I'll do that and I'll say this would be a good one to go along with the 10-day master cleanse. Because believe it or not, a lot of people that do the master cleanse are not into spirituality. I mean, if you, especially the people that are drawn to the master cleanse, unfortunately, a lot of them are just want to do the Beyonce diet because Beyonce promoted it as a way that she loses weight really fast, which is the worst possible way it could be promoted. So, so that's a lot of people that look it up is wanting that. And they're not interested in the slightest bit about the spiritual aspect, which is so much more profound. But yeah, so I'll probably have that be like an add-on. I need to create all this stuff. I need to create all this stuff. Yes, guys, give the thumbs up. Definitely. But I think we're pretty much shadow banned on this channel for sure. Because we've been doing because of the nature of the topics that we talk about, it doesn't like induce a bunch of, rage and conflict and all that stuff. It's all about like stepping out of the whole joke and stuff. So they don't really want people to know that kind of stuff. So, because we've been doing these for well over a year now, and it's still exactly to the number, the exact same amount of people, the exact same amount of view. Nothing has changed at all, the whole time, which doesn't make any sense. So probably shadow ban, but we'll see. It's not going to stop us from doing it. It's not going to stop us from doing it. We're going to just show up here every week. So guys, let me know content ideas. I need more questions. So if you have a content idea that would be in line with the ethos of this channel, then put it in the comments. Make it as thorough as possible, okay? Make it as thorough as possible. Make it in question format. Don't just say, talk about chronic illness. No, make it as long as possible, okay? Yeah, Ms. KC says, all my favorite channels seem to be shadow banned. Yeah, it's a real thing. I used to not think that it was, but I absolutely understand that now, that it definitely is. Because if the algorithm doesn't If you're not in the favor of the algorithm, your channel gets nothing. You're nothing. You will never succeed. The channel is no exposure at all, except for the people like you guys that consciously, intentionally search it out. But it's not going to be like on the YouTube recommended page and all that stuff. That's where 95% of the traffic comes from. The algorithm recommending your stuff. Yeah, the other 5% is people that will search you out because of some reason. But yeah. That's true. Maniac says, but I joined recently. You are still getting out there. Yes, but you are from the gardening channel, right? You're from the gardening channel. Most people are from the gardening channel, which is fine. Totally fine. So, all right, guys. Well, I hope that you benefited from today's channel. Remember, if you shop on Amazon, do it through the link in the description. Get into Amazon through that link, and anything that you buy in that browser session, the Viking channels get the credit for it, okay? So if you're already shopping on Amazon and you want to support the operation, do it always. Bookmark the link to the Viking storefront, go to the Viking storefront, and then enter Amazon through there. Anything that you get during that browser window, we get the credit for, which I know you guys are doing it because the revenue on that is going up. Okay. Val, did you get your onions yet? Did you get your onions yet? Because my uncle was asking me because there was some kind of confusion on something. But did you get them yet? Yes, VA Green says, see this planted, we'll just keep nurturing it. Definitely, guys. You know, what I see coming, I mean, it's not even like a manifesting kind of thing. It's just what I see in the future, literally, is that this whole aspect, this spiritual aspect, will be very, very big. This is definitely in our future. And that's part of the land, getting the land and everything will be a spiritual community as well. So all of you guys can come once a year or once every other year, whenever you want, for a session, for a retreat. We'll have retreats several times throughout the year so that we can come and really get together. It'll just be so amazing, guys. So I already know that that's happening just because I can see it in the same way that I saw everything else happening in life. So and this is somehow part of it, so it's just wonderful. I'm not like, oh man, the channel's not growing. Pfft, not at all, not even for 1 second. Okay, Val says, yes, Nate, the onions are in the ground. Good. Yes, I will tell him. All right, guys. Thank you for everything. Infinite spirit goes before me and opens the way. Infinite wisdom tells me what to do and what to say. Infinite spirit goes before me and opens the way. Infinite wisdom tells me what to do and what to say. Infinite spirit goes before me and opens the way. Infinite wisdom tells me what to do and what to say.